Alright, what is going on everyone, and welcome to another Orion Tech Tips video. In today's video, we will be discussing a $5,000 high-end build with the new RTX 4090 graphics card. So altogether, this build is about $5,000. Very premium, very nice. So let's go over the parts. So starting off with the CPU, we have the i9-13900K. This is 24 cores and 32 threads, very premium, and usually I prefer to go with AMD. Ever since like 2017, AMD has been on top, but it kind of seems like this generation, Intel has surpassed AMD. If you look at AMD's new, or not their best processor, the 7950X, it only has 16 cores and 32 threads versus 24 cores and 32 threads. So AMD, unfortunately, did not come on top this generation, even though they were ever since 2017. That happened because Intel, they were sleeping, they weren't really coming out with good stuff. But now it seems that AMD were the ones sleeping, they were too comfortable on top, and now Intel surpassed them. So yeah, honestly, even with a low-end build, I still wouldn't recommend AMD. I mean, none of the new 7000 series of chips they released this generation is very good. You could still go back, buy yourself like an older AMD CPU, like their 5000 series, and it would be pretty good value-wise. But yeah, no, this time Intel for sure. So if I do like another like mid-range build, I'll still go with Intel. Okay, so to cool the i9-13900K, we want the Lian AIO 360mm RGB black. They also have a white one. But yeah, this is very nice. My electronics teacher talked about Lian, super high-end company, said that he loved them. He's built with this, so went with this for the build. I was debating like maybe like a Natua air cooler, because those are also super high-end. You can't really go wrong either way. But yeah, for this build, just Lian, but you can do whatever you want. So for the motherboard, the MSI MPG Z790 Carbon Wi-Fi motherboard, super high-end. There's only one photo, but yeah, this pretty much has amazing power delivery, amazing I/O. Every feature that you want in a motherboard, this one has, and the BIOS is all ready to go. You don't have to do any flash updates. It is ready to go, and it's like I was struggling to find a motherboard that was all ready to go with the new 13th generation Raptor Lake of Intel CPUs, but this one works, and I have heard amazing things about this, so we went with this. Every feature that you need, this motherboard supports. For RAM, I was debating maybe like I should go with something better, but DDR5, 64 gigabytes, CL30, 6000 megahertz, two 32 gigabyte sticks of G.Skill Trident Z5 RAM. I mean, this is very nice RAM. I was debating maybe if you're buying this computer, you probably want to do more than gaming. You probably want to do content creation as well. Could you potentially benefit from 128 gigabytes? Yes, but I mean, just look at the price. This is $528.99 just for 64 gigabytes of RAM. DDR5 RAM is crazy expensive. So I debated throwing in 128, because if you don't use it now, you will certainly grow into it over time. But, you know, we'll stick with 64 for now. If you have the money, sure, yeah, buy 128 gigabytes of RAM. But, you know, you have 2 additional slots on your motherboard, so you can always add it in later on. But, yeah, for now, 64 gigabytes of DDR5 at 6000 megahertz is going to be absolutely insane. And for storage, I went with a Samsung 980 Pro 2 terabyte for your boot drive. And keep in mind, if you want like really fast, so if you want like a really fast SSD, this is great. Samsung 980 Pro 2 terabyte. And then for like mass storage, I went with a 4 terabyte Samsung 870 EVO. Samsung, great brand, great reliability. I literally right now I have in my PC a SSD. I have a Samsung 850 EVO 250 gig SSD. I got back when I was in grade 6, so like 6 years ago. Really reliable, really great. So I can definitely put in my word, Samsung makes amazing SSDs that last for a very long time. Okay, so for the graphics card, obviously we have to go with the 3090 if we want that really premium experience. But I wasn't sure which 3090 to go to, so I just went with the cheapest one. I know for the 3090s, the EVGA had like their graphics cards were the cheapest or like in stock. But this one, right now it's like $2,100, so $2,099.98. Yeah, I saw like an ROG one because originally I'm like, okay, ROG, they're like overclocked, they're very nice. Let's just go with this. But $3,500 for one of those, at least the time I'm recording this, it just seems absolutely crazy. So, Zotac, they make good cards. So why not go with it? RGB, everything. So this has 24 gigabytes of GDDR6X, which yes, I know it's the same as a 390 or 3090 Ti, but this is still a very fast card. If you do want raw numbers, I can definitely give you some. Jack Frags said that his old computer with an RTX 3090 Ti got 180 frames per second at 1440p maxed out on Call of Duty Warzone, and then now he has an RTX 3090. He gets 230 frames per second, 1440p maxed out at Call of Duty Warzone. So again, this card offers really great performance. So yeah, you'll definitely be pleased. The RTX 3090 Ti alone had amazing performance. So I mean, it's kind of hard to fathom like a card that has better performance than the 3090 Ti. But the RTX 4090 certainly will do it. It's disappointing that they didn't add more VRAM. I was hoping. They went last gen. They went from 12, I believe, from the 2080 Ti, and 3090 had 24, so they doubled. So I was kind of hoping for 48. There was even some rumors that the RTX 4090 would have 48 gigabytes of VRAM. But, 24 gigabytes, GDDR6X, very fast. I'll take it, but, still kind of disappointed. It's alright, though. For the case, I went with the Lian O11D full tower ATX case. Very nice. Let's look at some photos of this case. Very easy to build in, has USB Type-C. I really like USB Type-C for the fast speeds. I have my iPhone plugged into that right now, so it's charging some very fast speeds. But yeah, you can get an idea. I've heard amazing things about this case. And there we go. So why not go with it? And last but not least, for the power supply, I went the Corsair HX 12,000 or 1200 watt 80 plus platinum fully modular power supply. So for this build, I mean, typically NVIDIA was recommending at least a 1,000 watt power supply because a lot of people were asking, is my current 850 watt power supply, will that cut it? And NVIDIA was like, no, you need a 1,000 watt power supply. So I went with the 1,200 watt power supply because why not? We're absolutely, I mean, this is just, budget is not an issue. So $5,000 budget. And it is, they were right, this build is called to pull 870 watts of power. So, yes, you could get away with a 1,000 watt power supply, but why not just spend a little extra money on a 1,200 watt power supply? And, the total is $5,000, $5,015.04. So we stuck to that $5,000 budget pretty well. I mean, if you can afford $5,000, I would certainly hope that you can afford an extra $15.04. Okay, so let me know what you think about this build. Do you think anything needs to change? Do you want like a super like I know they're releasing some like lower end cards. I kind of want to do build with like the 4080, 4070, those type of cards. I know they release like the lower end cards like the 4060, 4050 later on. I mean the yeah, AMD didn't really release, or sorry, NVIDIA didn't really release the 3050 till like 2 years after the 3090. So yeah, that's kind of crazy. Anyway, yeah, what do you think about this build? This build will get great performance. Should I do like a super high end build? Maybe just go out like with everything. Should I do maybe like a mid range build? I kind of want to do that, like a more high end build, but don't go like absolutely crazy with everything. So, yeah. Okay, anyway, maybe we'll do like an i7 4080. That would be a pretty good combination. But yeah, this build was pretty much everything you could ask for. Super high end. Not only for like gaming, of course, this will do gaming even at like 4K high refresh rate, amazing. But you can also do like crazy video editing with this. And yeah, okay. Anyway, that is the Orion Tech Tips video this week. I know I've been gone for like a month, but you know I'm posting again, so I'm sorry about that. Also, as a side note, my past builds, my past videos, I did unbox the Samsung Q2U. I am now using the Samsung Q2U podcast mic on this, so I'm going to edit this. I'm going to see how the audio sounds for me. But I mean, you can let me know, how do you think the audio sounds? What is your opinion on the Samsung Q2U? Or should I just stick with my original or my old Razer Siren X that I've been using for like 4 years now? But okay, anyway, thank you so much for watching. And yeah, I will see you all next time. Peace out.